Well, costs keep going up for Coloradans, and for some, an increase in HOA fees is the latest cost hitting them. But what are your rights as a homeowner? I looked into our state laws to see how you are protected. Let's talk HOAs. Nearly half of the state's population lives in one, whether in a townhome or a condo or even just their neighborhood. Now, there are a few laws on the books that say what HOAs can and cannot control. We started looking into the laws when we heard from some people living at the Satellite Hotel in southeast Colorado Springs. Now, what you need to know about the Satellite is that it's mostly made up of condos, but there is actually a hotel in the building of about 80 rooms. The lobby also has businesses that rent out space there.
I believe, me personally, that I'm paying a higher HOA and I'm getting less for it.
Michelle Marks lives at the Satellite and says she was shocked to see the HOA dues increase nearly $200 a month this year.
Because I was paying, I believe, about $700 last year, and then it went up another $200. $900 is a lot to pay every month in an HOA.
The Satellite recently painted its lobby a black ceiling and purple walls. It's something Michelle says that she's not a fan of.
If we need a pipe fixed, let's fix the pipe. To me, that actual paint in that lobby is a downer.
But one of the 9 members of the HOA board told us the paint has nothing to do with the increased dues, and that money was previously budgeted.
There's some electrical problems, there's some plumbing problems, the building's 55 years old, okay?
David Corder purchased his condo in the Satellite about a year and a half ago. He says, like most homeowners, insurance costs have gone way up. Corder says the hotel lost its insurance provider because a portion of the hotel is on a panel electrical system that insurance companies don't want to insure.
We are in mode of getting bids to replace all of the panels. And once those panels are replaced, we can go back to regular insurance, which means it will come down, which means our HOA fees will come down. We're just living life right now.
HOA dues at the Satellite also cover resident utilities and pay for the hotel so that if rooms aren't booked, the building is not losing money.
When they own here, they are owners of a hotel. There is no way to stop that hotel from operating because in the declarations, the rules for the building, we are required by law to keep that hotel open.
So with costs going up, we wanted to know just how common is this? We sat down with David Donnelly with the state's Division of Real Estate. He works specifically with HOAs, the HOA Information and Resource Center.
The reality is that the vast majority of communities in Colorado do not have what we would refer to as a cap.
There's nothing in Colorado state law saying HOAs can only raise dues by X percentage or X amount of dollars, just that they have to meet their budget. That is, unless the HOA puts something in their declaration on how much those dues can increase. The state also collects complaints against HOAs, which go into an annual report.
If you look over the last several years, there are always complaints that are submitted to the HOA Information and Resource Center about the costs. I'm paying X dollars a month and they don't do A, B, and C. What are my fees going to?
Donnelly says the office hasn't seen an increase in complaints and fees lately, but he says with costs going up, the same is happening with HOA dues.
The thing that we've been seeing the most right now in Colorado is an astronomical increase in insurance premiums.
Beyond insurance, landscaping costs have increased as well, which is a common service that HOAs pay for. That being said, HOA boards have the legal authority to do businesses with whichever company they'd like.
There's no official obligation for a board to get multiple quotes. The magic number is always three quotes, so you get a high, middle, low, right?
The Division of Real Estate does have a resource center for people living in HOAs where those complaints can be filed. But what about if you're a renter in an HOA? Donnelly says there are some steps you can take, including asking the landlord or the owner if you can attend meetings on their behalf and vote by proxy. This is something the owner does have to agree to. If you'd like to learn more about the resources for HOAs available, head to our website, KOAA.com. Allison Zimmerman, News 5.